The Chief Minister, we're looking back on Tynwald, and that was the reason we had an engagement today. We were talking about not just the one thing. So I've got a chance with your time to deal with just the other thing, which caught my attention massively, is this business with credit cards. And it's kind of rumbled on for years. If you don't understand, it appears that you can't necessarily get certain credit cards anymore, and certain other operators are removing them from the Isle of Man. I've had it myself with, I won't name the card, but I had two of them and they just stopped one because I wasn't using it. Yeah. But the other one is being used, and so far, so good. But if I change address, that came up this morning, it could still be a problem that you can't get them. And it's not just us. This is the Jerseys and the Guernseys and things. But, boy, I don't really think your minister gave it much... In fact, he got taken up by the point. It needs a bit more gusto, doesn't it? This needs to be fought.
Well, no, look, I mean, I think government takes this very seriously. Yeah. I think it's frustrating, right? And it has been frustrating because we've never really got to the fundamental crux of what has caused these cards to pull out of the Isle of Man.
Is it?
No, it's not Brexit at all. And now, I mean, a lot of that issue, or that some of that finger pointing has been put around debt recovery. We are actually strengthening our debt recovery proposition in terms of the ability of people to recover debts on the island. It has been a slow process. It was, in fact, when I was in the Treasury, we set out a very clear sort of three-phased approach to debt recovery, including strengthening, for example, certain powers in terms of individuals' abilities to take people to court and to reclaim assets. But the critical point is that, you know, this does remain a clear area of concern. There's obviously been a bit of a shake-up because, or perhaps this issue has been rattled again because of the actions that Barclaycard took and then withdrew from. But, you know, I want to reassure you, it does remain a concern. It is something that we are continuing to engage with providers on, particularly the existing ones, because there are providers out there at the moment who are still giving an offering for the Isle of Man. But we do need to make sure that we do have the full range of availability in terms of credit and debit facilities for our residents, local residents on the Isle of Man.
The Barclaycard, although they were wrong, they were going to withdraw them all, they still, as far as I understand the conversation today was, they're not issuing anyone a new one. You know, new people can't get a Barclaycard, which is a huge issue, isn't it? And you've got people moving from the UK, and they land here, and they're told they can't have their favourite choice of credit card, which of course will be probably one with lots of points and, you know, benefits. That's going to be pretty shocking for them, isn't it?
I think. Look, as I said, you know, you can get a credit card. I mean, you know, I'm not going to necessarily.
Well, you named it this morning.
I think it was named this morning as certainly one area where there are credit cards. Look, I think the important thing is this should not drop off the government's radar. We need to keep on top of it. More importantly, we need to be consciously working with providers to keep them absolutely reassured. And I think the critical point, actually, Paul, is that we need to understand more clearly and succinctly where concerns actually lie. And then we need to address those, or at least, and not only just address them, but seek reassurances from providers that if those certain concerns are addressed, then the facility will be available to people on the island.
I mean, it's a huge deal for a lot of people. You know, it's like makes it feel third world. If you can't get a credit card, which you're just used to having in your back pocket, and being told sorry, or if you move address, you
sure. Listen, I understand it's not ideal position to be in. So we're going to continue to work and try and get to not only the bottom of this, but actually try and perhaps get some cards back into.
And it was mentioned this morning. Your minister didn't seem exactly giving a. You know, we're going over the trenches, whereas you would have us all, you know, on your side. He didn't. Well, it was said it was slightly. Well, it's a commercial decision. He kept saying it over and over again. It's not what people want to hear. They want the government to be stepping in.
No, I think you know, clearly, and even from this interview, you'll understand this is not a simplistic matter, right? I mean, there are clearly commercial issues that, as I've said, I'm not sure we completely understand. And we've also got to give reassurance, I think, in certain areas. But not everybody is giving us the same story.
OK. So you're not getting mixed
well, there's inconsistencies, and we are getting mixed messaging about this. And we need to, I think, you know, what we need to do is now have firm discussions, first of all, with our existing providers, and I include Barclaycard in that. I will be following it up with the minister again. I've already spoken to him when this issue raised its head again with Barclaycard. Yeah. We'll have those discussions, and we'll try, first of all, to keep what we've got and try and grow that. But secondly, we need to be in a position where we actually firmly understand why other providers are not either coming back into the market or not examining the market as a new area.
Clearly something to do with the offshores, though, because Jersey and Guernsey have been having exactly the same issue. So somewhere, it's almost like a computer program's decided that we're not part of the British Isles.
Well, I think this could partly be it, and I think certainly when I was at the Treasury Minister and we were talking about various legislation pieces in the United Kingdom versus what was on offering over here, it appears that actually it could well have been a computer just simply saying no without a proper examination of the true facts and the position.
I mean, you notice the seriousness of this.
No, I mean, I think that's been made clear. The Treasury Minister's taken an interest in it. The Department for Enterprise has taken a real interest in it.
It's not just happened. It's been going on for a couple of years, hasn't it?
I know.
It just keeps going.
3 years or so, 4 years, and we need to. I think this latest round is a point where you've got to say, look, we have to try and resolve this in a more direct manner, and I think also give people the reassurance that we are working.
And is this a British Irish Council sort of thing that actually, I think they said it got brought up, but this probably sounds one of the better ones that you could actually get together and put a bit of pressure on.
I think British Irish Council, but also, I think really fundamentally we have to work with the providers. I don't. Politicians are going to want to start interfering in various.
Well, if they said law, businesses. You can change the law to accommodate. Right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye on this one, but at the minute, don't change address or hold on to spend money. If you spend money on your card, I think that they're happy to keep you to some degree. Anyway, that's what I found.
Well, from personal experience, I've been with Barclaycard for a number of years. I have never had any problems. So.